Hello there and welcome back to Steam It with Steve. Today we're going to keep going on with our tiny house tutorial and we're going to build a chair component to put inside of our house. So let's just get straight into it. So here's our tiny house that we've built before, and what we're going to do is we're going to build some chairs to put on our side table. So if we just use the tags button over here, and let's hide some stuff. So we're going to hide the walls first so then we can see exactly what's going on. We can hide the roof from the previous tutorial. And let's get rid of that first floor as well. So now we can see inside of our tiny house. Could get rid of other stuff as well, but that's fine. So we're going to build this stuff outside here on the grass. And we're going to build a chair. So to start with, we need to click on the rectangle tool and just click anywhere out here. Now to make the base of the rectangle, we're going to make it 1/2 meter by 1/2 meter. Make this little cube. So we're going to go 500, 500. So we now have this. All right, awesome. So now we've got the base of what our chair is going to be all the way through. And you can be more complex with this. So you could use the pen tool. There's a whole heap of other stuff that you could do to play around with this. We're then going to make the chair 500 mil high. So I'm going to click on that and type in 500. Right, so that's our cube. And then I'm going to show you a little trick that you can do underneath here. So what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in, but we're going to come underneath the chair. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to draw out where the legs are going to be. So we're going to measure in from here how big our legs are going to be. So our legs in this case, let's use the measuring tool. Going from this corner across, want to be 100 mil. So we're going to use the rectangle tool here and then click around. And we want to make that 500 by 300. So now we've built this negative space that we're going to cut in. We're then going to do exactly the same down this side. So we're going to measure in 100 mil. And just trust me with this, all will be revealed soon. And then, so that's gone 100 down that way. We're then going to make a little rectangle this way across. And this time across, we want to make this 500, 300. Now what you can see is I've actually made the 4 legs by making this negative space in the middle here. So we're going to use the eraser tool now and clean this all up. So we're going to get rid of that, going to get rid of that, going to get rid of that, and then last bit, this. So we now have those 4 squares pretty clear with like a hospital kind of cross in the middle here. Now here comes the trick. All we're going to do to cut the legs in, because we've got this base down the bottom here, is use the push-pull tool on this, and we want this to go up 400. So now I've built my legs. How cool is that? By using negative space instead of, I mean, you could go through and draw each one out perfectly, but I find by doing negative space, it just makes the process just that little bit faster. Cool, so we've got basically a stool done. That would also work if you want to make it as a coffee table. There's a whole heap of other stuff that you could do with that. Did I go up enough? Let's just go up another 100. There we go. So you can play around with that until it looks a bit more reasonable. I thought that looked a bit too big. That's fine as well. So now what we're going to do is we're going to draw a rectangle from the corner in the back here. And we're going to make that 500, 100. Okay. We're then going to use the push-pull tool. We're going to bring that up and we're going to make the back of this bench, back of the chair, sorry, 600. Okay, so we now have our chair. Cool. So you could be done there. I personally think there's some more that we can do. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually put little cylinders behind the chair, just to make it look a little bit more fancy and show our skill set. So we're going to click on here. I'm going to move across. Let's go across 100 mil. And now let's draw a rectangle on the top here that we're going to cut into this top down. So we're going to go across 300, 100. I'm going to use the push-pull tool. I'm going to move that. We went up 600, so let's go down 500. So now we've got this bit in here. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to measure across and put in little cylinders across here. Now we know the distance from here to here, I think it's 300. Yep. So it's pretty much 300 across, which we did before. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure off, we want to put 5 cylinders in. So we probably want to do, make the midpoint of each one 60 centimeters across. So the first one will actually, of the circle when we put it on the ground, will actually only be 30 across. So we'll type in 30. All right. And then we're just going to keep going across there. So we've measured from midpoint in, we've gone 30 across. Then we're going to go across again. This time we're going to go 60 across. Whoop, that hasn't kept the midline going. There we go. So 60. Then we're going to go across again, 60. Use the hand tool, come across, tape measure, 60, and then the last one, we're going to go across 60. Cool, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little centers of these circles. So we're now going to draw the circles. So we go there, and between each gap, there's a gap of, was it 60? So the radius, if we make it less than 30, it should be all good. So just to prove to you, if we go there, see how 60 is way too big. So just to start off, we'll actually make these, let's say 25. Then we'll go again here. We'll make that 25 again. And then we'll go here, make that 25. Looks like it's auto fixing because it's picked up the pattern that I'm doing. That's cool. So we'll type in 25, and then the last one down here, 25. Awesome. Now that was 500 down that we went. So let's go 450 up. So we use the push-pull tool, and we'll make each of these cylinders go up 450. So make that one go up 450, this one up 450, this one go up 450, this one 450, whoop, 450, and this one 450. Cool. So we now have that little bit more of a fancy sort of back that can sort of see through, sort of like bars on a prism kind of thing. So now we want to make the roof of this. Easiest way again, use the rectangle tool. So come across here, press R or press the rectangle tool. And we're going to go down that edge. Let's go 100 across and then only go 80 down this time. So there should still be an overlap, which it does. And then we use the push-pull tool, click on the face that we just built, and then we push across here until it says on edge. So now we've built the rectangle together and clean this up. So we'll just use the eraser tool and swipe through that. And now we're done. We've got our chair. We'll get rid of that grid line there just because it's a little bit extreme. And then, yeah, cool. So now we can just select all that, right click on it, make a group. So we now have our chair. Now let's put that into the actual room. So we're going to put it underneath these side tables here. So we're going to use the move tool. And before we put it inside, let's actually rotate it. So click on the corner here, see how it's got the blue protractor. So make it do a full 180. And then we'll click on this corner here. And then we'll move him in. So use the hand tool. And the move tool again. And there's our chair done into our side table. Now if we want to build a couple of these, all we've got to do again is we can press there on the move tool in the corner. Press Control once for the duplication. Slide it down. Let's slide him down that way. Let's go 900 mil. Then we can do it again. Press Control once. And we'll go 900 another time. Cool. So now we have our chairs in there. We should also tag this. So we'll go there, we'll go chairs. Click on the chair tag and then just go around and click on each one of those. So now we can hide the chairs. So then if we put the walls back in, And we zoom over here. We now have our side table with some chairs in it, which is pretty cool. Awesome. So hopefully you've picked up something there. If you have, please give us a like and subscribe down below. We're getting close to the end now, last little bits. And we've pretty much finished all the core concepts. It's up to you now to try and work out what other components you want to add into your house. So thanks again. See you next time on Steam and Steve. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Adios. See ya.